Okay, Griffin?
Yes.
Did you already add your character to the campaign?
I did. His name is Art. It's short for something. I just figured that out.
Tiefling cleric. Okay,
Yeah.
that's an interesting
Hey.
choice.
Hey.
Hey, we've got someone that can be put to sleep.
Oh, wow.
Oh no. Oh no.
As far as I know, half elves do sleep too.
No, they have
No,
Fey
no.
ancestry. They've got Fey ancestry, which is what gives comfort to sleep.
They drove me crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's great fun when the final boss uses sleep on you all and you're just like, nah.
Don't worry, your final boss won't use it.
Oh,
He's got something better.
oh god. I'm gonna die.
Yes, you are. Immediately.
Are you sure? I might backflip over him.
Roll a constitution saving throw now. Okay,
Oh crap.
Art, as you wake up, there is no one on the boat. There's the rocking of the waves, and the storm that you were in last night has stopped. And there's no one around you. You're below deck.
Okay.
The others are on deck. What do you do?
Well, we're with our son. We're trying to, my son, I should say, trying to work out what's going. Didn't I? Ah, yes, I got him to go and collect me a map.
You went
No.
and collected the maps
I
already.
went and collected like a load of maps so that I can try and plot some sort of
You
working
got
out of where we are.
World maps.
2 world maps. One that's good detail but off a bit, and the other one is terrible, but is all there.
One is showing the whole continent and the part of the ocean where the 3 islands are.
Yeah.
And the second one is basically a rough outline of the coastline and where the islands are.
Okay. Right, well, we left from about here on this map, and we're heading here. What route would the boat have taken? Would it have gone straight, do you reckon? I have no idea. I'm not a sea person myself. If I could, I would have flown there, but can't fly. Don't have wings. If only I knew an Aarakocra. I think I did once. They're nice people.
They are.
Anyway, child, come here. Son, I should say. I'm sorry, son.
Are we still telling him that his parents couldn't be alive, or you just cut that out now?
Oh no, I'm calling him son so that he'll get used to this fact and then get over his family's death a bit quicker.
Wow, that is some manipulative shit happening.
You know he can hear you talking.
And I whispered that. Yes.
Can he speak Elvish?
He isn't deaf.
Can he speak Elvish? Maybe he did it in Elvish.
Yeah, we discussed that in Elvish.
He can only speak Orcish and Common, so go on.
We said that in Elvish, the fact that I'm basically telling him his parents are alive, but I'm still calling him son so that he gets used to that, so that he just forgets his parents sooner or later. Anyway. Yes. So you have some... I turn to the son now, speaking in common, obviously. You have some idea of the route this ship will take, yes? Hopefully, please, son?
Navigating was the job of my father, so I know how to read maps.
Okay. See, we have no idea how long we've not been moving. I've just realised this. So we could be anywhere. We could have drifted like five squares of this map north. I don't know the unit of measurement they'll use in this world, so squares of this map.
Theoretically,
They don't have squares.
probably be miles on this map.
Miles or kilometers? Normally maps are done with kilometers
Yeah,
squares.
normally.
Eh,
I would normally say kilometers, but since all the units in the rulebook are in feet and miles, we'll be using miles.
I don't like those because they.
I don't like those either.
What about knots?
We're all
Oh
using
God, no!
metric.
Imperial. Wait, what was in? Oh no, metric's the good. Metric's the one that's logical and goes up in tens or thousands or hundreds. Anyway, back to the game. Right, we could literally be anywhere on this map. Anyone know how to pilot a ship? You don't pilot a ship, do you? You sail. You captain the ship. I am not a seaman.
I would say it's normally commandeer.
No, that would be if you're taking over the ship, surely.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Good.
Well, yeah,
another
but that's-
one. Yeah, good.
We've already. No one's left, so yes, we've taken the ship, but we've apparently forgotten all words on how to sail it. I guess is probably the word.
Son, do you know how to raise the anchor of this ship?
It's already. It isn't. We didn't set. It won't.
We didn't
Right,
drop
no.
anchor, did we?
No, because we weren't intending to stop in the middle. We've just always been drifting around.
I turn back to Walker, speaking in Elvish. So you're telling me the whole crew of this ship, while they were being attacked by sea people, did not drop anchor?
I'm pretty sure they wanted to get away from danger,
Yes, but
not drop
sea
anchor
people-
and fight them.
No, but if the sea people got onto the boat, then surely it would be better to drop anchor and try and get them off, kill them all there, and then flee, rather than flee with them on the boat, is what I'm thinking. This crew were idiots.
Actually,
Anyway, back to...
I don't know if all of them were taken. That's a lot of power here. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Okay.
That's what makes it more idiotic, the fact that all of them got killed. Anyway, back to the sun. Hi. You're a good child, you know that. Do you have any idea how to... Do you have any idea how
It's
to...
conditioning now, even though you're conditioning the child.
he's
Oh, yeah.
really annoyed because you're speaking over his head all the time and he doesn't understand a word you're saying.
I turned to him, I'll teach you Elvish one day, son, okay?
I'm not your
One day.
son, but okay. Griffin, what are you doing?
Well, I'd like to go up top and then go on deck.
Okay, as you get out, the sun is already pretty high in the sky. Seems like you overslept, maybe because there was no noise at all on board. And
Surely he would have heard my ball bearings.
you can see,
Hey, you didn't hear your own ball bearings moving around or stopping.
so you can see a group of 5
There's 5 of us?
the child.
It's the child, me, and Orca. That was it.
I was counting Iris.
Oh, I'm there?
I thought Iris would have been down in the boat because she wasn't in the last one. She wasn't in the last one either, so I thought she would have been asleep somewhere.
Oh,
So it's literally just us 3. As in me, Orca, and my
Oh,
child.
Iris is still below deck, so if you want to come up too.
sorry.
That's totally
already
fine.
Just put you on deck, so. Okay, you can be wherever you want. Okay, as you go up on deck, there are 3 people on deck.
What's going on here?
Relatively, in quotes, small child,
He's 6 foot, isn't he?
a half elf, and an elf.
Would have.
What's going on?
No clue.
Hello there. I did not realize there were more people still on this ship. I thought it was just us 3. Hi. Well,
Conspiracy.
pardon?
I'm very confused. What's going on?
Yes, I'll let Orca explain this while I go and see if my son knows how to pilot this ship.
I am not your
I then... Yes, you are, my child. At which point I then turn to Orca and just go, I don't want him to hear about his family being dead in Elvish, I say that.
And I automatically go, wait, his family's dead?
Do not tell me you said that in common.
And then,
No! Why didn't you
I
just...
slap you for that.
He's...
Damn it. Yeah. Didn't want to tell you this.
His dad's a captain?
Your family, pretty much all the crewmen on this ship, pretty much everyone on this ship, apart from, as far as I'm aware, us four, are actually dead in the ocean. That's why I've been calling you son, because I am now your adopted father.
I drank too much last night.
He looks at you with disbelief, anger, and then you see tears well in his eyes, and he just says, I don't believe you, and he runs off.
I chase after him.
What's your speed?
At which point I yell backwards, fuck you idiots.
What's your speed?
My speed is 35 walking. What's my running speed? It doesn't say.
Double that if you dash. So
70.
Wow.
As far as my
great.
Aeyuca can fly.
his maximum speed is 75.
I pull the dagger out of my left sleeve and throw it to pin his leg in place.
No!
Make it
Holy stab him!
An attack. Please miss. 12. Thank God that's gonna miss.
12. Okay, so he has no armor on, so that will hit him.
Oh,
Oh, great.
Roll for damage. You're going to kill a child, aren't you?
I hit my son for 4 damage.
Oh no.
How much damage?
Oh no.
4.
Oh,
Okay, he's still alive.
After that, I just yell, stay there.
But as the dagger hits him, you aim for his leg, but you strike
Oh,
him in the
fuck.
back.
oh,
And he falls over forward, and his head knocks on the ground.
oh God.
Just, but he's bleeding.
I'd like to run over there.
You don't see this.
Do I not see this?
Well, actually,
don't know.
he could.
You probably did.
Thank you.
He's
I'd like to
already undead.
run. I'd like to
Yeah.
run over there and cast alone. Spare the time. There, you touch a living creature that has. How many influence does it have? It's not
Well, the
conscious.
4 nearly killed it.
Does it have Cerberus? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Because if it is,
He's not unconscious.
oh, okay. Then I can do something else that costs a spell slot.
Spells.
Hold on. Let me look at what I have.
First level cure wounds, or
I'm doing
or a healing word
healing.
would probably be enough for him.
I'm doing healing word.
Okay. Then roll 1d4 plus 2.
Okay. Yeah.
1d
Please save my son.
and add plus 2 to that.
Yeah.
I just realized I threw my sister at him.
Oh God.
Oh god damn it, that was the nice sister. That's why I hoped it missed.
Okay. 4 plus 2.
So basically, he's back to full health.
Thank god.
And I'd like to turn and slap Pull the dagger out while I do.
I do a backflip away, avoiding that, grabbing the dagger first.
Okay.
Oh,
Roll a dexterity save.
Me?
Yeah.
Surely that'd be acrobatics. It's a backflip.
What do I roll?
Backflip. If you go for a backflip, the DC is going to be much higher, but okay, make an extra.
I got 22. I got 22 with a DC saving throw, so.
I hate you so much.
What do I roll? Come on,
Got my dagger.
Roll an attack roll.
oh boy. Unarmed strike? Yes?
Try me.
yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Unarmed.
Hold on.
Can you beat 22?
Hold on. +4.
Bugger! This is why I wanted to do acrobatics, so I would have won that.
You hit.
7. Oh crap. It's actually just 3. 3 hit points. 3, yeah. It's just
Dealt 3 damage to me.
3 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Attacking you with his bare hands, yes. That's not good.
So I suppose while this is going on, I can just wander up to the top of the deck.
yeah, this is what you walk in on.
Yeah, and you walk in on a scene where a kid
As far as you're aware,
blood all over his back, but
hang
apparently
on.
has no wounds on it. Then there are 2 guys, one elf and one tiefling, that are currently slapping each other.
I'm just looking in the sky going, why?
No one's slapping. I'm not slapping anyone. I'm just trying to get my dagger back. And not get slapped.
The half elf just looks done in the background, okay? Last fight.
Wait. I have a question. Where's my dagger?
Oh no.
Where is my dagger?
Your dagger was struck into the child's neck, so
I thought it was the back.
back, sorry. The neck would have been insta-death.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the
I attempted to save the knife and not get stabbed.
I'd like to think before Art healed him that he pulled it out.
So he has my dagger. What I'm hearing is Art has my dagger.
Oh, actually, yes. Okay,
Or-
you kept it. Okay.
Okay. You could
I
have
pulled
thrown the
2
trap and
daggers.
no.
I pulled 2 daggers.
Technically, it would be center on the ground. If I were to pull it out and drop it, and then kill.
Okay, so
I pick up my dagger and then put it in my arm sheath, hidden by my sleeve. My left arm, to be exact.
I would like to pick up the child and start consoling it.
I just stand there looking confused.
Okay.
oh, I'm confused and I'm here.
Confusion seems to be the natural state for this party.
Yeah.
I very quickly just turn to my son and say, "Look, dear child, look at the sun."
I'd like to turn right back and say, back off in Elvish.
You don't want to make an enemy of me, my dear friend.
I'm not. I'm trying to console this poor child.
That's my job as his new adopted father.
You threw a knife at him.
He was running away.
Why are you trying to kill
The
the,
knife was meant
child?
to
You
miss.
are a horrible father. I'm calling child protective services.
I'm not very good with children, okay? I've not had much experience. He is the first child I've ever had to deal with. I hate children. This guy, I like him. Ow, I punched myself in the face just there. I've just realized I've now taken 3 damage. God damn, I am gonna die at some point.
How many hit points do you have?
Right now, 4.
Oh,
After taking the 3 damage.
this child really has more hit points than you.
What the fuck's sake? I turn to Art. Can I just have one quick word with my son?
Yes, but I'm staying right here.
No, you will leave.
No, I won't.
Are you sure you want to threaten someone?
You're
There's an
not gonna
unknown
touch.
amount of daggers on him.
You're not gonna touch the sword.
I've already given him a sword.
Yes, and then you threw a knife at him.
It was meant to miss, believe it or not.
You suck.
I'm a hunter. I have annoyingly good accuracy, okay? Why do you think I have a bow and arrow?
You can either talk to her now, with me here, or you can wait.
Can I just have a minute alone with my son, please?
No.
Why not?
So
You threw a knife.
Yeah, Iris, what do you want to do? We're probably in the back just watching this.
So
You're
while
watching
they're
an argument between a elf.
having their moment, I
And a
turn
tiefling.
to you and I'm like, so hi, my name is Iris. What the hell is going on right now?
I'm Orca, and currently I'm assuming the crew is dead since we're surrounded by blood, and with them, I don't know. So I don't know how to summarize that.
Right. So
We'll
do we
just,
know what took the crew? What killed the crew?
No, because we all suck at perception. I mean, no, well, we can look around if you want and leave that to
What you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, trying to figure out what happened
I don't know.
here, I think might be beneficial.
I don't know if looking over the sides of the blood will actually help us, but sure, here, look at all this blood. It's possibly that kid's parents down there. Saying this low, no child, please don't hear this. It's already bad enough.
What's here?
I'd say to Art, look,
As you're discussing this, Art, you hear a splashing sound in the water below. Orca, you hear it too, but you previously discarded it, so...
Oh, right, that's right.
Art, I will give you all of my money if I can just talk to my son alone.
I thought the whole point of this fight, though, was that he wasn't actually your kid. I mean, isn't that
He
what I
is
just
my
got from
son.
all this conversation?
Are you still talking in Elven?
No, I'm talking.
Forcibly adopting
I'm
this
talking
child.
in common now.
Son's gone. He just went off.
He walked off.
Okay.
You said you heard something. Go investigate. I'll go deal with my son.
No, you won't.
Do you want to threaten someone who has an unknown amount of daggers on them again?
Okay.
You don't know how many I have.
Well, while they're arguing,
I don't want
I would like to investigate the noise that apparently someone heard.
Roll a perception check.
Oh my god, which dice is that again?
That's a D20.
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 Just assume it's a
whatever
D20
your-
unless told otherwise.
Whatever your perception is.
And if you're proficient in perception, add your proficiency bonus on top of that.
I don't know if I'm
If you're proficient, there's a green dot next to it.
Oh, I am. So that's 20.
20! Someone that sees something in this party.
Perception?
Well,
plus
I have a
7.
proficiency bonus for perception.
Yeah, but it's usually already added when you have the green dot.
Oh, really? Wait, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still an 18, though.
Yeah, 18.
It doesn't matter for this, but...
Yeah, I think it's high enough. It's higher than anything else we've gotten.
I can check in if this is already calculated in D&D Beyond, because, yeah, whatever. You see something in the red water. There's, just below the surface, you can see through the red, there's something blue shimmering. That isn't water.
Guys, so I'm seeing some blue shimmery thing in the water.
I just yell, throw a dagger at it. That normally works.
You can't even see it from where you are.
Yeah, but she's
Throw
explaining.
your family at the...
No, I'm not throwing my daggers. I'm saying someone else should throw a dagger.
I don't have
Going
any.
after your son.
Oh yeah, I will be after I finish having a discussion with Art here.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna back down. That's
Neither
all
am I.
I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna back down.
So I call Orca over since she seems to be the most sensible one.
Hey, I'm looking after a child. No one else is wanting to do this.
Stab the child.
I'm looking after
That
the
doesn't look good
child.
to her.
I threw a knife. That was meant to miss.
Rats and throws daggers at children started to hit the food.
Oh my god.
Also throws daggers at little kittens.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you killed my cat.
It attacked me, I'll have you know.
You didn't water response, clearly.
I didn't do any
Right.
damage to it.
So let's see if we can, I don't know, figure out what this thing in the water is. Are there any like objects long enough nearby to just like poke at it?
Oh yeah, there are.
I just yell, throw art in the ocean.
I'd like to
How about
see you
no?
try.
What about we throw the kid in?
No,
He can be with his parents.
I draw what's it called? My claw.
You draw what?
It's my weapon. It's like a spear, but with a sword on it. It's really good.
All right. Well, if you want to poke at it with it,
I'm gonna say it's not going near that kid. Not after throwing a dagger at it.
I say, look, I just want to make sure this kid's okay. I just want to make sure
That's
he's...
what I want to do. That's why I got you're there too.
So I'd
I'm
like
not
to
a threat
find
to him.
a long object to stick into the water and poke at the blue shimmering thing, see if I can figure out what it is.
3 or 4 rows, long rows that are used to traverse the sea if there's no wind.
I then just yell, why are we not using these to move the ship?
Because you have.
I'll just grab one of those then and poke at the thing in the water.
Okay, it's moving, so you'll have to follow it along and poke at it. But yeah.
Okay.
You hit-
oh, it's
you
moving.
hit
That's not
something-
good.
You hit something solid, and as you do, the water splashes upwards, and you see a creature that all of you roll an Orca. For you, it would be a history check. For everyone else, it would be a nature check.
Nature. Oh,
Survival.
survival.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a bit better for me.
So we're doing a nature check.
Yeah.
I got 15.
History. Okay, +2. Oh. Oh.
I got a 21.
Natural one.
So everyone,
Even though I think I already know it.
everyone except Griffin has already heard of these creatures. They are
Yes.
merfolk, and they
Yeah, I was right.
are you could describe them like they're folk native to the sea. They live below the ocean, and you Orca actually know that they're very rudimentary. They don't really invest in technology, and are normally a really peaceful folk, except if you invade their territory. They are very protective and normally don't really worship any gods.
I literally just yell, fuck them merfolk.
You're so lucky today. In Elven or Common?
Common. Actually, I think I know a third language. I want to know, what languages do I know? A couple of languages. Whereabouts are my languages?
Character.
Oh no, it's only common. I yell in common. Fuck them, merfolk.
Okay, the creature looks up at you, and as she does, you see it's indeed a she. She's wearing what looks like a bikini made of linen, really simple, and a golden necklace. She's, her scales are completely blue, and she has some stripes on her tail, and the fin that's green.
Wait, so what language do the merfolk speak?
That you don't know.
Ah, darn.
I woke up in an attempt to commune.
Hold on. I know one of the languages. I know some languages. Hold on, let me find where is it?
You know nothing about the merfolk.
I know, but I know languages.
Okay, so does any of you speak Aquan?
Oh, I do.
No. Oh,
I think I
yay.
do.
Iris, you speak Aquan? Or
No.
No,
Orca. I
Orca
think it's
speaks
Orca.
Aquan.
Okay. So, as she looks up at you, she says something, and you do understand it. Everybody else just hears blubbering or what remotely
Fish noise.
sounds like whale singing. It's not really a sound a human should make, or an elf for that matter. Okay. She tells you basically, without any tact or anything around it, she just asks you, "Who are you?"
During this, can I sneak off to talk to my son?
Oh God.
You can try. Roll for stealth.
19.
Oh dear Lord.
Okay.
It's better than my passive, so
Okay. What's your guys' passive perception?
mine's 12.
12. Okay.
My
13.
passive perception is 15.
Okay. So you sneak off and no one sees you, as they're all focused on the new arriver.
All right. Well, I guess I could say I'm Orca, and I don't know. What question should I be asking her? I can ask you guys that.
Well, ask her where we are. I mean, I guess tell her we didn't mean to invade their territory.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if we invaded your territory, we're very sorry. We didn't mean to. What's happened here exactly? I mean, was it you guys, or is there something else here?
What are you talking about? You didn't invade our territory. We don't
Okay,
live
so
that
she's not
close to
mad.
the surface.
Oh, good.
Oh, so there's
okay.
something. Wait, I didn't hear that. Never mind.
Okay, well, then what did cause all this?
All this? You mean the Red Sea?
Yeah, because everyone on the ship is gone, and now there's a lot of red here. Is it connected, or is it? It'll turn out no, it's some other thing. Oh no. Oh. So yeah, what happened exactly?
If your crew went missing, they'll probably be with him. Him that opened the gates to something that should not be opened. Never.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, I'll tell the rest of them this.
As you finish the sentence, two more of those same creatures come up. One male and another one female.
Okay, guys, we got some ominous things happening.
So, what'd she say?
Can I go talk to my son now?
Okay, roll. Is it investigation or perception? Let's make it perception because you're looking for him.
For me? Okay. Perception. Now that's a +3.
I'm going to roll.
7.
Oh,
You don't find anything. You search through the rooms, and where you guess a child would take shelter or hide. If
I then remember the crow's nest. He was there before.
he ran off below deck. He would have to
Okay.
teleport to get up there.
We don't know what this child can
High-level
do.
mage. You get it.
Like, yeah. He has a sword though, so.
He can throw it at you.
Oh fuck. Hey, I can get my sword back.
I'm sure if he slaps you, it'll do some more damage.
I think this
If he slaps me hard enough, he might kill me.
What are you at? 4 hit points?
I'm at 4.
Oh, and we haven't noticed. We haven't noticed you gone. You'll just die down there.
No, he'll probably panic, run upstairs, and get you lot to come help.
I don't know. It depends on how badly he hates you at this point.
Killed by a
probably
12-year-old with a
I could end up being killed by a 12.
So,
No, this will go great.
let's follow that one.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
I'm just looking for my son.
good. So up on deck, you guys finally notice, as you all kind of turn around to tell them what those merfolk said, that there's one person missing.
You don't notice! Wait,
Uh-oh, we're missing someone.
did I have anything I could have left to pretend to be?
Oh no, did that guy whose name I still haven't learned go chase after that poor child? I mean, at this
Alright.
point, let's just leave him to his crazy business. I mean, we need to solve this mystery.
I am so torn right now because my character would be easier to protect this to wildness. And would go after the child, protect the child.
I mean, that kid looked pretty sturdy. I think he can handle himself. And honestly, that other one didn't seem to be the brightest one in the bunch. So I think we'll be good.
True.
He wasn't the brightest out of him and his sisters. I'll say
So,
that.
Orca, you said that these merfolk said what again?
What was it? What, did he open something he shouldn't have? I forgot what it was. He opened the
Someone
wrong
opened-
cabinet.
Do they know who this person is? Where this gate is at?
And I look at the three and determine whether they has harm.
You can make an insight check.
Okay.
Thirteen
13?
4. So that's 18.
Okay,
No, 17. Sorry. 17.
it's okay. They don't seem to be aggressive in any way, but they're pretty hard to read since you don't have any experience with the species itself, and therefore don't really know what those tells would be. But they're not like drawing their weapons or anything, and they haven't tried to surround you or flank you or anything like that. So you get they're probably, for the moment at least, friendly.
I'd like to put my weapon away.
Oh,
Yeah, so Orca, ask them if they can give us any more information on this mysterious man and where this gate is at. I assume we should probably be stopping him. I mean,
he did take out the ship, yeah.
not that I really care about the missing people. Since,
Intact.
what?
The ship is actually fully intact. There's no damage.
Oh no, but I mean, yeah, I didn't mean that. I meant
The people
all
are
the
just
inhabitants are all gone. We took them all out. All right. So yeah, I guess I ask if they have any more information on whoever this he is that has apparently been messing with what he shouldn't.
He who walked the plains that no one should walk, that no mortal should set foot upon. He brought a great evil upon our folk, turned them, twisted them, made them into something they weren't meant to be. And she looks at you with this intense glare, then turns to her companions and they discuss something in language. I'm pretty sure one of you should speak it. Abyssal?
Oh, that's Tan, who is not here.
No.
Art probably speaks it too. Since he...
No, I speak common, infernal, celestial, and elvish.
Okay.
And I'm talking about elvish because
Yeah.
Sebastian, what are you
So, none of you really understands what they're talking about? But they seem to be having a lively discussion, and there are also some hard words spoken. Then one of them dives below the surface, and the other two turn to you. The one that leaves is the other female one. That hasn't introduced herself yet. Well, none of them have introduced themselves, but the one that didn't talk to you. And she turns around and goes like, I asked my sister to look out for your friends, if she could find them. I don't suppose any of you can breathe underwater?
Can anyone else breathe underwater? I ask others. I don't. I can't do that.
No.
I don't believe so.
Wait, you're not even here. Why are you answering
Yeah,
this
hold on.
question?
no, I cannot do that.
Tell her, unfortunately, no. None of us
yeah.
have that ability.
I tell her no. None of us.
And it seems your friends are lost to you. Because he who shall not be named has his lair deep below the sea, where no one can reach him, except the sea folk, and we're not strong enough to beat him. We tried.
Okay, guys, Baltimore's got an undersea layer, and I don't know how exactly we're gonna get through this.
Voldemort.
I suppose we can see if, I don't know, maybe they had some kind of underwater gear on the boat.
I guess
mean,
we should.
is that something they would have here?
Are you asking?
I don't know.
Are you asking your fellow explorers?
We can start and look.
We can look. Maybe the kid knows. If
Oh yeah, I mean, I
I
suppose if we find I mean, I assume he was familiar with this boat. I don't know, I was not here for this previous mess.
Well, we know. I guess we could.
Well,
we got enough.
You actually have seen those weird people before. Last night they were dancing on the deck while it was storming outside.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The storm
I vaguely
had
remember
passed.
this.
No, I told you the storm was still happening, and you danced on it.
Which ended with one of them face planting and the whole rescue.
Me.
Oh, did you view him being dragged by a gnome back to his room and his head hit the
By a
stairs?
guy that I had clearly had a fight with.
Depends. Would you have spent the night below deck or above deck? It was storming outside, so.
Probably, I mean, below deck.
Okay, so you didn't see him face plant, but you did see them drag a limp body down the stairs and his head hitting the stairs repeatedly.
Okay.
and now he was chasing a child and hurting him. You don't really have a good view right now, I think. of him.
Yeah, so I suppose we can try and find this kid. See if maybe he knows if they had
We gotta
anything
track down
on
the other one anyway.
the boat.
Okay.
Okay, so Orca, tell our mer friends that we're going to see if we have some way to breathe underwater to find this layer.
Yeah. Okay.
And you also like ask them to maybe help us make sure the ship doesn't just float forever. Because we don't know what
Stop
we're doing.
drifting.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
Alright, yeah. Well, none of us can, breathe underwater normally. We'll see if we got anything on the ship. Can you guys make sure we don't, drift right around?
Wait, hold on, but
What?
just thinking of what he said, don't ships usually have anchors? Can't we just...
Alright.
I'd asked about that if anyone remembered.
Well,
You asked if it was down, and no, it wasn't, and we all probably forgot.
Orca,
Okay.
make an intelligence check.
Okay. That doesn't sound like a good sign. Okay. Intelligence, right?
You can do it, Orca.
No!
Yes, one.
It was
Four.
a 2. It's a 4.
Or total.
I only have +2 intelligence.
Okay, I think I'll give you advantage because you lived on the sea for your whole life. You should definitely know this normally.
Oh god, I'm afraid.
Come on, Orca.
15.
Better. You guys, you should really learn to roll your dice back.
Hey, this bot hates us.
And not just when you want to hit little children. Okay, having lived on the high seas yourself for a long time, you know that dropping an anchor on high seas wouldn't probably solve your problem because the anchor chain wouldn't be long enough to reach the bottom.
Okay. See, maybe that's why the sailors didn't do it in the middle of a fight. Anyway.
So,
Okay,
does that comment mean
so-
we can't...
In the middle of a fight, no one would ever drop an anchor.
Why not?
It's not by
Yeah.
Caribbean movies because, one, the sea was most times not shallow enough, and two, dropping an anchor in the middle of a battle is the worst thing you can do because you make yourself vulnerable. And
Yeah, you'd have to stop and do it. Okay, so I guess I was telling the mer people if they can make sure we don't drift too far from this area.
Yeah, I suppose that would be our best option then.
All right. No, yeah, I'll fine. I go and tell the people that we're gonna look for stuff, see if we can have it underwater gear, and see if they can keep our boat from shifting around and drifting.
we can do that, yes. The seas are our ally. For now.
Okay, good. Now let's.
Be quick about it.
So,
I don't know
So what'd she
how
say?
You'll be hidden from him.
Okay. Well, she said they can do that. Although it looks like they're hiding us from, who he almost not be named down there. So we should.
okay, so let's
That
go
was
see
no
if
words.
we can find this this child, and I guess the crazy man. Okay, so what? Oh yes, Art.
Sorry, I was really I'd like to introduce myself to the two people. I'm Art, I don't know your guys' names.
I'm Iris.
I'm Orca.
Nice
Oh,
to
gosh.
meet you.
We're the sensible ones, I guess.
It's
My character's gonna die, and I'm
Ark
happy.
doesn't seem insensible. He seems fine. He was trying to protect the child. We just got the one crazy dude downstairs we gotta deal with.
Right, so let's... Okay, I think maybe...
Can I just say one quick thing? I've created a backup new character just because I know Fane is gonna die at some point.
Okay.
The problem with Fane is not the character, but the player.
Well, no, I'm a great player.
Running around and trying to die.
You're trying to forcibly adopt a child. You didn't...
Okay, so I think we should split up.
Fane is not the smartest.
We should have, I think, maybe one or two of us go see if we can find something, and then one person go look for the child.
And probably me, because I'm most likely lost. If not dead.
And then if we find anything, just meet back on the deck.
I think one person should stay on the deck.
So, oh yes, that's a good idea. Okay, so one person will stay on the deck. One of us will go wander around the ship to see if they can find any gear, and then the other person will go look for the child, and I guess maybe the other guy whose name I still haven't learned along
Fane.
the way. You're not here.
Yeah, no, I was just reminding you.
I know, but my character hasn't gotten your name yet.
I found Orca just because she belonged to these people.
Oh, in case they have, like, something to say to me.
Yeah, okay, so
Alright.
Orca can stay here because she's the only one who can commune with the mer people. Art, which one do you want to go look for the child? Since you seem the most against our other compatriot in going after him.
Killed a poor innocent child. Because I goes against everything I stand for.
Okay, so you can go look for the child,
Okay.
and then I guess I can go look to see if we have any gear.
That's good.
Okay, so let's break and go do this.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
so Art is heading off to search for the child.
And me.
Yes.
No, not really.
He'll keep an eye out, but he's not actively looking.
And Orca is staying on the deck, or Iris is staying on the deck?
Orca's on the
Orca's
deck.
staying on the deck.
Okay, and Iris is searching for anything useful.
Yes.
Okay, so both Iris and Art need to roll investigation check.
Okay.
Can I roll? Because I'm still looking for the child.
You already
Last
rolled
two.
yours and failed.
Oh,
But you can roll
Hold
a
on, what-
survival check to see if you're lost on the ship.
or dead.
Oh, I got an 11.
That's okay.
Survival is +2, yeah. I got 10 for my survival.
I got 14.
Okay, your Fane is not lost on the ship.
Yeah.
The DC was really low just because it's a really tiny ship. And Orca didn't roll. Griffin,
Yes.
you
I got 14 total.
as you search below deck, you hear a muffled crying sound from one of the chambers near the kitchen.
Okay, I think you go there quietly. Not like stealthy, but quietly. Just like tap on the door and go. Are you okay?
There's no answer, and the crying subsides. There's no sound.
I'd like to try and open the door.
Sure. You press against it, and it opens without any resistance.
Okay. I'd like to go in and just, hold on, let me look at something. Okay, I just would like to come in and just say, it's okay, I will let that for your time to mess with you. And I'd like to shut the door behind me.
Okay. As you do that, you hear a voice cry out from behind one of the crates they're keeping their supplies in. And it's just quiet. It says, "Don't go."
I won't go. I'm right here. Right here. I'll protect you.
Okay,
And I just would like to try and comfort the child.
okay, he comes forth from behind the crate, and you can see he's still bloodied all over. He didn't wipe the blood away or anything, he just wanted to get away from Fane as fast as possible.
I can't even understand that.
He has no evidence that I threw that knife at him.
And he's still clutching the sword Fane gave him in both hands. You see his hands are shaking, but he's definitely more determined than before.
Okay.
God damn it, I wish I found him now. He could have killed me.
I just
Almost certainly would have killed me.
tell him, don't worry. He won't go near you. I'll protect you.
Make a persuasion check with advantage because you already protected him earlier. Okay, you don't need the advantage. Okay.
That's one, so that's 19.
Okay. He kind of, his hands shake even more, and then the sword clutches to the ground, and he just runs towards you and hugs you.
I give him a hug back.
You didn't expect from such a young boy.
I give him a hug back.
Okay. And he just.
And I would like to ask you what his name is.
His
I
name.
don't know.
Okay, so he just starts to cry again and cries against your shoulder, and between the sobs he says, "My name is Silas Jr."
Okay. It's nice to meet you. I'm Hart.
Nice to meet you too.
And I said it's okay.
Okay.
Cry is okay.
As you comfort him, Iris, it takes you the better part of, okay, about 30 minutes in, you've already gone through a lot of the cargo and the supplies of the ship. You didn't find anything that caught your eye, but when you get around to the back of the ship, the last corner where you wouldn't expect it, you find a crate that looks ornate and of quality build, and it's different from the rest. It's surrounded by golden tapestries and what seems like the belongings of one of the nobles that had booked passage on this ship.
This is me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I open the crate.
Okay, it doesn't open. It appears to be
Okay, so I look around the room to see if there's anything that I can use to open it with or unlock it with.
Okay, sorry. There are some things around you. There appears to be a long pole that was used to hang up something, you don't know what, and a spear.
I don't know if I can use that to break the lock. How heavy is this chest?
Oh, it's just a small chest about... Since you're... Are you metric or imperial?
I'm metric.
Okay. It's about 30 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters tall, so you could easily carry it if you wanted to.
Okay, so I'll just carry it with me just in case it has something important, and I think maybe one of my other companions might be able to open it. Maybe they have some skill I don't.
I can tell you now, Fane has thieves' tools.
Yeah. Fane is
Yeah, you got two rogues.
going to be able to open it.
I have inheritants.
And break what's inside, yes.
Okay, so since I didn't find anything else but this chest, I'll just return to the deck, I suppose.
Okay, roll a second investigation check. Just for...
Okay. Roll D20, and my investigation is... I got 11.
Okay. Yeah, there doesn't appear to be anything else of worth here. Except maybe some tools, some woodwork, some material. Nothing really fancy.
Yeah, I'll just stick with the chest.
Okay. So, Art,
Yes.
the boy seems to be calming down against your shoulder,
Okay.
and after a while he agrees to come back up with you.
Okay. I'll expand it to longer stories. Or lighter. Whatever it is. And I'll keep an eye out for Finn.
I was just about to say, can I attempt to climb to the top of the crow's nest?
You could if you were below deck right now.
Well, can I head up to the crow's nest?
Do you want to go there unseen?
Yes.
Oh god.
Check.
11. Unseen.
Orca, roll a perception check. This is active. He's actively on the lookout right now.
I think that's not mine, but I don't know if that's true.
You don't know where I am, so I'm probably nowhere near you. Oh my god.
He sees it. She sees it. If you step 1 foot outside, she already sees you. She sees you so hard, she stares space and time. No. The second you set foot on a deck, you spot him, Orca. There's just a shady aura about him that gives him away.
Morning. Please ignore what I'm doing, it's none of your business right now. I just continue climbing up the crow's nest.
You don't know if she's this.
That's right.
The way she looks scared is just like...
Just try to be stealthy as I'm staring at you go off the crow's nest.
I'm just up the crow's nest now.
Okay, do you let him go up, or do you want to intervene, or...
I kind of want to see where this is going.
So you're letting me climb up this ladder?
Okay,
I'm gonna keep track of you, but I'll just
You're
keep
watching
watching.
me from below.
Yes.
As he climbs
that's
up the ladder, you can all feel a tremor below the sea. And the red of the sea grows even darker. You can also hear a roar. That is
Well, that's not good.
Ooh.
No,
So are we all?
Thane dives into the ocean from the crow's nest. Suicide mission.
roll acrobatics check.
Oh, thank you for letting me use acrobatics.
So are we all on the deck now?
11. Exactly the same as my stealth.
Yep.
Did I miss and just splat on the boat?
Wait, you try to repeat what you did previously by diving gracefully off it and into the water. But you didn't calculate
Holy smart.
the jump right. And as you do, your foot catches on the railing. You just slam against the side of the boat.
Am I in the water or not?
Wait, you're not in the water. You're currently
Damn.
the side of the ship, and you just faceplant against its side, which is why I have to look up how much damage you take. Because
How much damage it would take?
yeah.
Please be enough to kill me, please.
There's the
Oh my
There's
god.
the problem. It's the other.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just let her die.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn it, I just want to die.
Now I have to roll your damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, the first was already a 4, so you have unconscious and a 1. So you take 5 points of damage from the fall.
Damn it, I'm only unconscious, I'm not dead yet. Wrong character sheet. Wrong character. Why do I have another character open?
Is it still like? Is it still up against the ship or does it fall into the water afterwards?
Wait a second. Since you're unconscious, your foot detaches from the railing because your muscles went taut,
I'm drowning.
falling.
Okay, then I'm not gonna try and save.
You guys have 1 round until he hits the water.
Don't worry about me. Leave me.
You want to die so badly.
Yes, I do.
If I had stayed on the ship, I would have helped you, but didn't, so I'm not gonna do
Is it possible for one of us to grab him without going into the water?
I'm still.
I can say now.
You can try, but both you and Art are still below deck.
Yes.
So it's
Oh,
only
never
me.
mind.
You should both
Art and Iris aren't gonna make it.
be arriving like in about 1 combat round probably. So
At which point I'll be in the water.
I suppose I should try to save you.
Could I make a saving throw attempt now?
I didn't see you go off and think he needs to commit suicide, so I'll try and save you.
okay, what do you do?
But I need... right, you're now falling. I don't know what, do I try and catch him? I don't know. I don't have enough strength, but I could try.
Okay. Iris just said be right back.
So stressful.
So, yeah, I don't... Do I have to try and catch him?
You can try.
Can
You can certainly try.
Sure, what do I have to roll for that?
no roll quotes here.
Oh, come on. I like critical roll.
The
But okay. Okay,
okay.
I will.
No, so what do you do?
I don't know. the only thing I can think of is trying to catch him, but that doesn't really seem like it would be enough. But what I can't like shoot him out of the air, so I guess that's what I'm going with.
You can try and shoot me, it might kill me quicker.
What do I have on me?
You make a decision pretty quickly, because else I'm going to skip you and he's going to fall into the water.
I'm readying my saving throw.
I'll run and try and catch him, but this isn't gonna go well.
Okay, so you run and try to catch him. That's going to be an athletics check.
Athletics, okay. I actually have, so I'm good in athletics.
So,
That didn't go well.
you run up.
Does this mean we're not saving him?
You run
I'm
up.
now in the water.
You run up to the side and leap out, trying to catch him, and barely manage to hold yourself on.
Oh, good.
Your hand just swooshes through the air and there's nothing in it.
Oh god.
My first saving throw was a success, damn it.
Yeah, but the impact of the water will make you fail one automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one success, one failure. Good to know.
Oh no.
Water. But, as all of you seem to have forgotten, there are
mermaids, right?
water.
Oh damn it, there are water people!
They're keeping the boat from drifting so
Wait a
they
second.
jump off.
Okay, so the merman that was talking to you before just looks at you and ignores you. Her full attention on Orca, but the human male, or the non-human male in this case,
Yep.
dives after you and catches you.
God damn it!
Sinks you in water. You don't get to die before the first combat encounter.
Yes, I will.
Is it a challenge? I can also make
yeah.
you immortal, do you know that?
Damn. I want to die!
So,
You should die in the fire, then you will die.
and he
The child will want me dead!
brings you up to
It already does. Sorry.
the surface. And tries to hand you up to the other guys on the boat. Which is currently Orca, basically. Even if by now Iris and Art have arrived and are taking in the situation, both of you make an, I would say, reflex check, but we're not in Pathfinder, so it's going to be just roll initiative.
All of us?
Only Griffin and Orca. Griffin and Iris.
Oh, so not me?
So Art and Iris. So
So, 19, 5, 1, 20, total.
I just have 17.
okay, so you both immediately know what this is about. Having seen Fane do this shit before, you
No, they have not seen me do this before!
and you both run up to the side.
I guess I drop my chest and reach for him.
I would like to not do that. I'm not a child. And I'm literally stuck. Like, what do I do now?
Okay,
Child, rear cry, child, rear cry, child, rear cry.
as
Child.
make an athletics check.
Oh, me?
No, Griffin.
Oh,
Do I have to make an athletics check? Okay.
Yes, it has to be because this is considered a grapple.
Well, I'm not that grappling child. I was just holding a child.
Okay,
I'm
we can
holding it.
also make this a contested strength roll, but
Oh, okay. I mean, if he wants to let go of my hand, I'm gonna let him let go of my hand.
it's okay. So basically, you can choose if you make an athletics check or a strength check.
Oh. Hold on. Well, if I'm going for better, I'll go for athletics.
Yeah, should be.
That's 2. So, plus 2 to that. So,
18.
4
18. I got 18.
and 8.
So, what? So what am I trying to do with this now?
You standing between the child and basically the sea,
My unconscious corpse.
an unconscious guy in the water. You just hear the child scream behind you, "Man overboard!" and instinctively pushes you to the side and runs up
Oh,
Okay,
to pull him up.
that's alright with me. I'll run up there too.
Rolls a 9 on his strength, so
I'll help.
he tries to lift Fane up, but basically he's not strong enough to lift him on his own. With the wet clothes and the soaking armor, he's basically unliftable for one person.
I'll help.
I don't think Fane weighs very much, though. That's the weird thing. No, it's not that heavy.
Can I try to pull him up too?
You all can try.
Is that strength?
I
Alright.
suppose I can try. This isn't gonna end well though.
If you all try, I think only a natural 1 would end this.
Can I make a saving throw?
alright.
You're not
Can I make a saving throw before this?
saving throw just yet.
I want to make a saving throw to get a nat
Oh
1.
my god, so I rolled a 20, but then
Next round.
Oh. Technically, this is the second round.
No, this
so I rolled a 20, but technically my strength is -3, but I mean it's still a 17, so
is a natural 20 that doesn't count.
oh,
A
So
natural
it's
20
not
is a
Well,
funny.
is it just
and a natural 1 is a natural 1. Your modifiers don't affect those two.
oh okay.
wait? Actually, if it's just the strength check, or is it athletics? I forget. Just strength.
It's a
Strength.
check because
Okay, then it's just
he's already
15.
been caught. You just have to pull him up.
Yeah, then it's 15.
I got 16.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to pull him up easily between the 4 of you.
And I would like to use my cantrip. Hold on. I'll go for it now. Spare the dial, which will stabilize me. He still has 0 hit points, but he's stable.
Yeah. Okay, since Fane is not undead or a construct, this should work on him. And you see, his ragged breathing and coughing stops, and his breathing gets more even, and he takes a few deep breaths. He's still unconscious, but he seems to be stable for now.
I'll just let him be like that, and that's
Okay,
unless something changes.
so,
I'd say, alright, it's okay, it's okay.
okay, the child
Let's sleep.
the child, or Silas Jr., as you now know his name,
Yes.
seems to be really confused as he was just getting ready to basically reanimate Fane. And now
What?
as he's realizing that isn't necessary anymore, he backs up and just gets as much distance between Fane and him as is possible for him.
I'm surprised he hasn't kicked my unconscious corpse into the ocean yet.
I stand up and I go, he's not gonna die. But they'll be unconscious for about 8 hours.
Okay. So I'd like to make my report. The only thing I found was this.
He stands before you and clicks her heels together.
The only thing I found was this ornate chest. I brought it just in case it had anything useful in it. But other than that, I did not find anything we could use to breathe underwater.
I walk back over to the grid and stand with the grid. Like, okay.
So Orca, do you happen to have anything that we can use to open the chest?
If it's a lock to pick, I do have these tools.
It is locked.
So I guess I should try and pick the lock. The only other rogue is unconscious.
Okay, so you're proficient with thieves' tools? So,
Yes. Okay.
I'm gonna go pick up Dave, or just still don't know his name. And I'm gonna go put him on the bed downstairs, and then I'm gonna walk back upstairs and stand with the grid and watch.
I have one question for the DM. The weird cleric, like a dwarf cleric that healed me. No, he was a gnome. Is he still on the ship? The one that actually brought me to life last time.
okay.
Is he still on the ship?
You can search for him if you want.
I'm unconscious. I can't search for him.
And I don't know.
I assumed he was gone with everyone else, but are you saying we should have checked for more survivors?
You maybe should have.
Technically, we did walk around the whole ship.
Okay, so who wanted to pick the lock? Orca, it was you.
Orca, yeah.
This would be a dexterity check with proficiency bonus because you're proficient with the other thieves' tools.
Okay, so...
What did it do? Slide ahead, I use. That's usually what I use.
A sleight of hand check would be 4th edition. They changed
okay.
to 5th edition because reasons. I had to look it up myself. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So 3 plus 2. Oh, well.
11. Okay. It wasn't a very hard look. It was more ornamental and to keep servants from just taking whatever they see. So
Alright.
yeah, you put him in and push him around a little, and you hear a satisfying click, and the chest pops open.
Alright, let's check out what's in it. I guess. Let's open this baby up.
I applaud you.
So is there anything useful in our chest?
Okay, I assume you're opening the lid fully and looking into it.
Yep.
It smells really nice. Fresh roses and all sorts of flowers, really. It
I'd
all
like
has
to
been
ask the
perfumed.
kid. I'd like to ask the kid what doesn't know what's in there.
Will you let me finish my description, please? Thank you. I'm not going to tell you. And inside there are 6 vials of a green liquid. And it's swirling around and has a jellyfish-like bubble floating in the middle of it.
So is there anything in the chest that says what it is?
No. There's
Now I have Do you know what's in the chest?
so. Anything you guys want to try?
Well, there are 6 of them, right? I mean, one of us could just try drinking one and see what happens.
The unconscious corpse!
Pour liquids into your mouth.
I don't suggest doing that. Personally.
Oh, wait, what if we go back to the room where I found it and see if there's anything that says what's in the chest?
I'm gonna ask for clean if he knows. Do you know what's in that chest? Do you know what these bottles are?
No?
Okay. Thank you.
Right. Well, I found them in a room that looked like it belonged to possibly one of the passengers. I mean, I did check after grabbing the chest, but I didn't find anything. But maybe if we go back and look, we might see something that says what these things are. Or we could just test them out on ourselves. I mean, we do have this unconscious body.
Just pour it down his throat and see what happens.
As the medical professional here, I'll test it on myself.
Okay.
No, I mean, you're still conscious. We need you.
Well, how are we gonna know if it works on the other guy?
Oh, true, I suppose, because... Well, I mean, there's got to be some way we can wake him up, right?
Or maybe you can ask the mer people. They know what it is. If that's what it is.
I guess. Fine,
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get from one place to another.
I mean, it looks like it has some jellyfish-like substance in there, so I mean, maybe that's a clue.
I would say yes.
It's not a jellyfish-like substance, it's a jellyfish-like bubble, so it's basically...
Oh, jellyfish-like
all around
bubble.
it is liquid, and in the middle there's nothing, basically, in the form of a jellyfish.
I mean, that is a good clue.
Maybe this will let us breathe underwater.
Sorry it wasn't because of you.
I've had boats, and I had to get to this island, and I don't like boats.
Fabulous DM, I have one question.
Yeah.
Could I add a second character just so that there is something for me to do while Fane is dying?
Hey, you're stable. You'll wake up in a bit.
I'm sorry, you're waking up in about half an hour, so...
Isn't it 8 hours I'm unconscious for?
I think it's a long rest.
Normally, yes.
Just trying to speed it along.
I'll just speed up because I don't really want him to miss out on all the session.
I want Fane dead.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
Do we want suicide watch now?
Fane,
Okay, jump from the crow's nest.
So, do we try and test this potion ourselves, or do we see if the mer people know what it is?
I'd ask first.
Ask first? Alright, fine. I guess I can take one of the bottles and go to the edge. I don't know, catch someone's attention? It's like, do you know?
Okay.
Do you recognize this potion at all?
As you look down, they're still there, but they have their back turned to you and are talking to each other. The third one seems to have appeared while you were gone again. And as you step up to the side of both, they all turn around and look at you.
That's not creepy.
The one that had already talked to you previously answers, "No, we don't. We don't drink."
Okay. Okay, guys. They got no clue. So
You
So,
just
I mean-
asked underwater
Okay.
people if they drink liquids, basically.
Okay.
hey, they can get to the surface. Maybe they once in a while come up. I don't know.
Okay. So our options are.
Roll.
I will self-test. I mean a bottle. I'll try.
Sure.
Good luck.
Alright, I open it and I smell it.
It smells like algae, pretty rotten and sour, and kind of salty.
I've had worse. And I try it.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Alright.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's so good.
Whoa.
Oh,
So
Two.
tastes awful.
7.
You heave a few times and have to hold back whatever you had for breakfast, but you swallow.
Which actually was nothing because I fell asleep and I passed out drunk.
Okay. So you
Oh,
swallow it nonetheless, and it doesn't seem to have any effect.
it stopped it for a bit.
not the worst I've had. I'm gonna jump in, I guess. Can you have something safe for me to jump in?
Oh, but I mean, it's probably fine. I mean,
I mean, we did just near a rumble.
oh,
The water is very red now.
yeah, okay. This guy's gonna jump in. Is that fine? It's safe over here.
Are you talking to the Merle people right now?
Yeah, I'll talk to other people.
Your friend is a little weird, but sure. Just don't jump on us, or rock, or anything like that.
Okay.
Okay, try and aim away from the mer people and go.
Okay, I will. And I'd like to kind of jump into the water.
Okay.
Like,
Make an
half-heartedly.
Then you see this is going to be very low because you're not back off the boat.
No, I'm not.
I succeeded with that.
5 plus acrobatics.
Exactly what you had to do.
1,
So
6. I rolled a 6. I got a 6.
6. That's enough. You're just jumping off something.
Should have backflipped.
Apparently, he has a bit more self-preservation than Fane.
I do.
Okay, you land in the water, not particularly gracefully, but
No. My tail hits the water really hard.
yeah, it hurts a little.
And I'm going to do what no person ever does and stick my head underwater and try to breathe. Like a tiny breath.
Okay, so you open your mouth, or you try to breathe through
Yeah.
your nose, or
I'm gonna try and breathe through my nose. Just a little bit.
it's water, it's wet, and you immediately have a feeling you're going to drown.
I swim back up and like spit it out and start coughing.
You do. And the three merfolk look at you like basically you escaped from a mental institution.
I don't know if it's working. I don't think it is. I'm gonna try and breathe it through my mouth. I'm gonna do it again, but this time through my mouth.
Okay.
Just a little breath.
As you press your head on the water, you open your mouth and inhale a deep breath. The water still tastes like shit, and you can now smell the iron-like taste of some blood mixed into it.
Oh, that's right. It's still blood water.
And
Forgot about
it
that.
tastes a little like sulfur. So basically, it's the taste of blood and fire,
Yeah.
which is strange, but you can breathe.
And I come back out and I go, it works, but boy, does this water taste bad. Ugh.
Okay, so at least we found a way to travel underwater now.
Yeah.
So should we try and leave some kind of note for our unconscious friend for when he wakes up? Tell him this potion allows us to breathe underwater and to come find us when he wakes up?
And I climb back up on the ship.
Sure.
Oh, wait.
I climb back
Orca.
up.
Yeah.
Ask the mer people if they know where this if they can give us directions to the cavern or whatever, because then we can leave them for our unconscious suicidal friend.
Be aware that even though you can now breathe underwater, you cannot move your full speed underwater, so you'll move at half speed, and attacks from ranged weapons or attacks from heavy normal weapons, melee weapons, have disadvantage underwater.
Alright.
Okay.
Now,
So
I do.
breathing is probably not the best idea to do it so underwater.
Yeah. I do
Well, we
have
can
a
at least
question.
scope out the area. We can at least scope out the area.
My weapon that I have equipped, technically it's a ranged weapon, and I use that as a melee weapon.
The distance disadvantage for spears and javelins only goes for second tier. Also, you would already have disadvantage on those throws anyway, so you don't have disadvantage with spear-like weapons.
Well, I mean by to use it as a melee.
Yeah, you can, but you can also.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That's
Well,
what
what
I
we
needed
can
to know.
do is just investigate the area and maybe see if there's some way to lure this person above the water onto land.
The boat. There is no land.
Oh,
Middle of the ocean.
Hey,
true.
Man.
should we wait? If he's gonna wake up in half an hour, should we just wait for him, or are we just diving in without him?
Well, like I said, we're not going to try and fight. We're just going to investigate.
All right, so I guess we
Yeah,
should
like we're going to scope it out.
Also, just to throw it in there, you don't know how long those potions last.
Yeah. We only have 6 of it. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't know how long one lasts. I mean, I guess it might be good if we try and go back to the room where I found them. Except that did take a while.
Well, my main concern is to clear this kid. So, yeah.
Well, what if we send 2 people?
I'm sorry, Silas.
Yeah.
That's my main concern is to take care of Silas and the unconscious guy downstairs.
Okay, so what if we just send 1 or 2 people with like an extra potion and then go investigate?
Split the party!
Oh yeah, split the party. Well, you've already taken the potion, so you should go. Who else is going?
But I'm not gonna leave the kid behind. Or Silas behind.
Well, that's why if we leave one of the non-unconscious people here.
Yeah, unless you want
Technically-
Silas to go with you, you're gonna have to.
No.
Yeah,
no,
but you've
no.
already taken the potion, so you should be the one to go.
I just wanted to make sure that y'all wouldn't die if you took it. And you won't. It doesn't taste good, but you won't die. I don't like boats, but I don't like water more.
Wait,
So,
Orca, what if we get one of the mer people to just carry him to the cavern just to scope it out? Or as close as they can get him.
Yeah, sure. We could ask. Can you, guide them to wherever this hideout is, so we could take a look around, and then bring them back?
We can take you there. And if you intend to fight the beast, we can also aid you, but
on a scale of 1/4 to 4, as in like a challenge ring, how hard do you think it would be? I'm kidding, I don't say that. A dear bad, I shouldn't. Dear son, dear knowledge.
okay. So are you asking?
No, I'm not asking anything.
Okay.
So, I would personally like to stay on the boat. I don't have to, but
So you would prefer not to go?
personally, yes.
Okay, well, I will take one of these potions and then take an extra one with me just in case, I suppose. And I'll do it.
That's a good plan.
But this means we're now down 2, possibly an extra one.
Yep.
So out of 6, we would have 3 left.
Yes.
Okay. Well, hopefully I won't need to use the second one. So I guess I'll just knock back one and jump in the water.
If you start feeling like that at all, slowly swim to the surface and grip your other one, if you can. Because the last thing we need is someone with the pants.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so you jump into the water.
Yep.
Wonderful. Orca, do you tell the merfolk what you intend to do, or?
Yeah, she's, I tell him to please, guide her, or go with her, or whatever, to wherever this thing is, so she can scope it out for information, and then bring her back.
It will be our pleasure. Be safe. And they kind of tug at Iris' arm and pull her underwater.
Okay.
First, before we go with Iris down below, do you guys do anything, or do you want to rest, or?
I will rest, however long, and I will bring silence with me. I will check on the person downstairs, and then I'll ask him where his chamber is, and I'll sit with him there and talk with him while resting.
Okay, as you try to talk to Silas, he is pretty much just silent. He isn't really responsive right now. He's
That's alright.
kind of focused on what has happened today. It was really a lot that stormed in on him.
Yeah.
Loss of his parents, 3 strangers, and one of them even throwing weapons at him. You get a feeling that he's just not ready to talk about all this, and therefore just
Yeah, and I don't pressure him at all. I just kind of talk a little bit, but not really.
Okay.
Does that short rest?
That would count as a short rest, yes. But since none of you lost any hit points, or you don't get anything back because you didn't lose anything.
Alright. That's fine. I mean, technically, I missed through one spell slot, but...
Yeah, but spell slots are long rest.
I know.
Okay, Orca, do you do anything?
No, I guess I'll stay up top in case anything needs my attention up here, since he's going down.
Okay, since this is definitely going to take longer than half an hour, Thane, you wake up.
Yay! How much health?
Theoretically, 1 hit point.
Yay! I'm awake, finally.
So, since this counts as a short rest, you can use your hit dice to heal yourself.
And how would I find out what that is?
You go to short rest under limited use, and then you hit
Oh, yeah.
cleric.
Yeah, now. I have recover, reset max HP changes. No, that resets HP changes. Oh, hit dice is 1d8 minus 1.
So then just click on that.
That's right.
Take short rest. And you might have to roll that.
Yeah, I do. Roll. Yeah, the first time I've had to put minus in a roll here. Oh, great, that is beautiful.
One.
You have 2 hit points.
Yeah.
Do you have
Right.
more hit dice?
No.
That's all I can add to myself.
Okay, so you're 2 hit points.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my. I'm just like, okay, I have an idea. I walk up on top of the boat. Not up to the crow's nest. That's a bit too high for what I'm planning.
So, what are you doing?
I stand on the edge of the boat looking out towards the ocean. Beautifully.
Okay. As we do that, merfolk begin dragging you down, Iris. You panic for a
Okay.
moment because you haven't actually tried if the potion works yet. All
But you totally trust me.
Art maybe told you so, but you just met him today, and yeah, it's a little scary.
Well,
And honestly, I'm not really. I don't look trustworthy. I'm blue, purple-haired, and a green-eyed freak to most people.
well, here's to hoping I don't die.
Okay, and as you break surface, you first try to breathe through your nose, as you normally do, and notice it doesn't work that way. And as you start to cough and start to panic because you think you're going to drown, you open your mouth and take a deep breath, and it works. It's harder to breathe than air. There's a lot more resistance in your lungs, but it's possible.
Okay. Woo.
So you're not dead. Congratulations.
I think they probably would have said, by the way, don't breathe through your nose. But I don't know if I don't think I did say that, but I would have.
No, you didn't say it, so.
No, but it's okay. I would have said that. I thought I did, but I did not.
It's okay. She survived, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I didn't feel so good.
It's a reflex when drowning, people always open their mouths, so. It's just, it gave her a scare, that's all. Okay, and they...
Okay, so let's find this cave.
Right this second, Nicole. I probably should have told her to not breathe through her nose. Oh well.
Oh well. Yeah. And as both, two of the female ones grab you by each arm and they drag you behind them, so your movement speed is not halved for now.
Okay.
Those two are dragging you along. And it goes on and on, and it gets darker and darker. Do you have dark vision? Yes, you should have. Yeah.
How would I check that?
What's your race? It's an elf. And half.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have dark.
No, I'm a full elf.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Elf. So mostly just humans are fucked because they don't have dark vision, but mostly everyone else has.
I think the group needs a bit more diversity than elf.
Last session we had a dwarf and we had a tiefling this time.
Yeah.
A dwarf that I would have murdered at some point.
The dwarf
Natty stuff.
murdered you. So,
No, the dwarf did nothing to me. I love how I intimidated the dwarf, helped a poor man.
so basically you're the villain of the campaign already.
No, I'm not.
Any of them.
I helped a nice little man.
You don't even have to write in a villain. It
Yeah, but
turned
that
out it was Fane all along.
I only had 4 villains for you.
Yeah.
Probably worse than all 4 of them.
Yeah.
What?
Because they all have a reason for what they do and you don't.
Fate has reason for why he does certain things.
I love my child. Let me throw a knife at me.
The dagger was not...
Okay,
Fane's biggest flaw is he's quick to act without thinking. Always.
I think Art has successfully adopted the child better than you have, fortunately.
seems like
Fane didn't like the child.
seems like you like playing those sorts of characters.
I'm sorry. The Arakokra does think her action was
Yes.
It was a good idea.
It was a bad idea, a very bad idea. So, okay,
Not when you hate that guy.
As they drag you deeper and deeper, it gets darker and darker, but thanks to your dark vision, you can still see about 60 feet before you. And it still gets deeper and deeper, and you get the feeling it will never end. It'll, like, about 15 minutes or so pass without anything changing. You're just diving deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you begin to see what looks like light brown sand, which is very fine, and little skeletons of fish that have died.
Oh.
There are also living ones swimming around the ground. You see some buried, some swimming just above the ground, and one just flicks just before your eyes and swishes into the distance.
Okay.
And they change trajectory and now glide along the ground. After another 15-ish minutes, you arrive at what seems to be an old stone structure. It looks like a gate that has been broken open, and both of the doors lie down on the ground, shattered, rusty, their iron frames nearly non-existent. It seems to be pretty ancient, as the stones are already crumbling, but it once has been a very wealthy city this belonged to, or with very healthy civilization at least. As you can see, it was massive oak those doors are made of, and they're full of carvings. Make a history check.
Okay. I got a 19.
Yep. Do you get anything on top of that, or did you already?
Oh no, it was with my
Okay.
modifier, so.
You recognize the drawings, the carvings, as something you've already seen on certain books. You don't know quite from where, but you're sure you have read something about this. About an ancient civilization that fell, that got buried below something, that had a fight they couldn't win, with an entity too big for them to fight. But
Okay.
that's about it. You never were into old myths, and yeah. Your
Well,
interest knew elsewhere as a child. Okay, do you want to continue, or?
yeah, I guess scope out the inside a bit.
Okay, do you want to swim out on your own, or do you just want to follow those two merfolk?
I'll follow them.
Okay, so they take your hands again and they draw you along. Because they don't have much patience for someone just traveling half their speed.
Makes sense.
It's basically like when you have an escort mission in a video game and you have to escort an NPC that's like 20 times slower than you.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's how they feel right now. Okay. And after another 2-3 minutes, it's not a long time, you arrive what you can see in the distance, a red shimmer that pierces through the dark, even through this really, really dark exterior. You can see it pulsing like it has a heart, but you can't make out any shape. It looks alive and it's really, really creepy, but you can't see anything else. But as they
Okay.
brought a little closer, you can see a silhouette of what looks like an old ruin of a castle with 4 towers, and the 5th one, which its top is broken off and kind of leans to the side. And there's a wall around it. And what appears to be a deep hole in the ground.
Okay.
Almost like an underground valley. And it's at this moment that those two stop and don't get any closer.
Okay, so
They talk to you,
I'd like,
you don't understand what they're saying.
yeah. Okay, so I'd like to just like look around, see if maybe there like what's above, if there would be anything we could like, I don't know, use to lure someone out of this area.
Okay, make a perception check.
Perception. No. Okay.
Okay.
12.
12.
Yeah.
At first, you only see a lot of sand, a lot of stones. Curiously, a lot of fish. It seems to be quite lively down here, even though it seems so uninhabitable. They look a little bit creepy. They bring their own light with them. Some of them even glow. Their whole body glows. They're like little shining beacons in the darkness. And it is below one of those that you see a beautifully carved sword. It almost looks like it's made of pure gold, and there's a diamond embedded in its hilt.
Okay. So that sword might be important. I won't grab it yet. Okay, so I think I've learned enough. I think I've learned enough. Is there any way I can signal to them to take me back to the ship?
Sure, what do you do?
Can I mime the shape of the ship?
They look at you confused.
Like, mime swimming and then the ship? Do they understand common?
You can try.
Can you take me back to the ship?
And as you start to speak, you notice that you're underwater. Instead of what you wanted to say, it's this weirdly pitched sound that comes out. You can still recognize them as words, but it's really weird sounding and not at all the language you wanted to speak. But they seem to get it now, combined with your sign language and your gesturing charade thing you did. They start to take you upwards.
Okay.
Okay, Okay, you make it up most of the way. And maybe just when you can see the shimmer of the surface, you begin to have difficulty breathing.
How far are we from the surface?
Make a perception check.
Oh god. Perception.
It's really hard
Okay.
to judge distances in underwater.
That is true. I got an 11.
Okay, you guess you're about 11 feet deep?
I'm gonna see how long I can hold my breath for.
Okay, well, so 11 feet is about 3.35 meters down. So, you make it out fine. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And then I take huge deep breaths of the sweet, sweet air.
Yeah, you do. It's good to be not drinking or breathing that awfully tasting water anymore.
Okay. So I guess now that we're back at the ship, Can I climb on, or can they just lift me up?
Lifting up will be a bit difficult, but you can climb up. Yes.
Well, I wave to the people on the ship and try and get their
I'm
attention.
standing right there, staring out
Hey!
at the ocean.
You, person whose name I still haven't learned. Yo,
Yes, morning.
suicidal man,
Yo,
lift me up.
I attempt to pull her up.
I go help because I don't know how this is gonna go.
Fane, roll an athletics check with advantage because Orca's helping you.
Oh my god. This is going to be beautiful. There's...
Hey.
It's 90. We'll take that
Yep.
20.
Yeah.
So, you managed to pull her up, and quite easily at that. Orca
Yep.
doesn't really have to do anything.
Right.
You just she reaches out, and you already have her halfway up.
Yeah.
So you pull her on deck, and she's wet, but she seems to be fine, from what you can tell.
Okay. So, first things first, I managed to do the entire trip with only one potion, though at the end I really had to hold my breath there. It was pretty deep in the water. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention how deep we went, but it seemed to be a straight line, I think.
There ain't cannons on this ship.
Cannons are not really a thing. Well, they are, but Middle Age cannons or Renaissance cannons were pretty huge, about the size of a catapult, so they weren't mounted on ships.
Darn.
Very.
Anyways, so
Biggest one
it
trying to
seemed
push you out into the ocean and using it.
it seemed to be a city underwater. I recognized the symbols, but I didn't ever care too much for history to really learn what they were. But inside there was a castle, and there was this like red glowing thing at the center that seemed to be like pulsing, almost like it was like living. And like one of the towers in the castle, there were like 5, it was like kind of broken, and there was a suspiciously ornate sword nearby too.
Right, you've never picked it up.
Why didn't you bring the expensive sounding sword back?
Oh yes, because let's go grab the expensive looking sword that could have possibly been a trap. But yeah, let's just pull it up out of the sand without a plan.
I would have said that you are the only like level 1 character that has ever thought that. Like, seriously.
The only cautious one.
I have played with a lot of different people. Level 1, especially if they haven't played before, they have no idea that stuff like that can be a trap.
It's a mimic.
That being said, I think that we could somehow use that to lure whoever is in the castle out of the castle possibly. It would just be a matter of getting the sword and then getting away as quickly as possible.
Who'd be the quickest underwater out of all of us?
Well, our mer
Possibly you.
people. Well, our mer people, I think, are the quickest, so they would have to agree to
Well, yeah.
We
you
be
know,
able to grab it.
go with you. Though they didn't really seem to want to get too close once we got within a certain distance of the heart thing.
Well, they said that they would help us attack, didn't they?
Yeah.
That is true. So maybe they would agree to help whoever goes down again to like get the sword. But we should probably come up with some kind of plan of action before we, go diving back into the water.
Also, how can you communicate underwater? Or I didn't.
I used a lot of miming. And
Miming, yeah, good improv.
attempted to speak at one point. So that didn't go over very well. After a while they got what I was saying when I asked them to take me back to the ship.
That could have been where those final seconds of potion may have been wasted. Maybe if we determine like a code, like hand signs beforehand.
That's true, that might be useful.
Good plan. Well, I hope you all have fun with that.
That's right, you don't like the water.
I don't like the water.
Well,
I'm just
obviously,
imagining finger guns and like, have fun with that. And then you go back upstairs.
No, I'm not that rude. I'm just like,
Yeah, no.
plan is to send one person down, because like I said, that sword was probably a trap, so we could use that to our advantage to lure who's ever in the castle out and possibly even back up to the ship.
Hang on.
Yes.
Wait. Orca, could you ask them roughly how deep this water is?
Sure. Alright, I go to the mer people. Ask how far is it from like
How deep
surface?
is the water?
How deep is it to down where you took my companion?
It's about what do you use as measuring? For you humans or land walkers, it would be like 900 foot. So basically, it's 274.32 meters deep.
900 feet. Okay, that's what I was after in feet. 900 feet. So if that's about 50. Well, that's
that is a ton of water pressure.
900 feet is basically.
Okay, there goes my idea.
What's your speed, everyone?
Oh, no. My speed is 35 feet.
Yeah,
That's 30.
it would take you
Mine,
the better part of an hour to get down there.
I wasn't thinking that. I was more thinking if they could take one of us down, tie some rope to it, have some rope going all the way back up to the ship.
No, I don't think that'll work.
We don't have that much rope, no.
Where would you get that much rope?
Well,
I've got 50 feet on me.
We are,
The entire ship is lined in one thing of rope.
we are on a ship. They do have a lot of rope.
Hang on.
yeah, but 900 feet worth of rope.
Well, 900
Well,
feet.
Technically,
I have a
yes.
100-foot string on top of the 50-foot rope, so there's 150 feet already. That's a sixth of the length. Come on, we can do this.
The weird thing is, you could probably really do that with all the rope on the ship.
Yeah, we can.
You wouldn't be able to sail away after you beat the creature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's not do that.
I'm just saying, we do have that much rope.
We might have that much rope on the boat, but we don't want to touch any of this intricate knot work.
Because even a small ship has a lot
Yeah. You know, I'm just remembering an old friend of mine who was, in his time, in his youth, a bit of a pirate, so he knows about boats. He could also breathe underwater. God damn it, if only we're here now. Good friend. Good friend.
Yes, well, that's not gonna help us. You remembering your friend.
My good friend. He was a nice man. Pardon? Was he on the ship? No, he wasn't.
That doesn't help us.
He's on a different ship heading to a different island somewhere else.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Well, we used to work together, and then we basically got told we're sort of hunted by the authorities.
By the way,
Back on the mainland.
what is your name?
My name?
Yeah, what is your name?
Yeah, I know.
Why do you want to know my name?
Because we've just been calling you the unconscious man, the suicidal man.
The weird guy?
It's such a good nickname.
The weird guy?
I suppose I should introduce myself. I am Fane. I'm surprised I did not introduce myself first. That was manners I was taught as a child.
I'm Art.
I'm Iris.
I'm almost sure I've had art introduced to me.
No.
With a smack to the face, maybe.
Yeah, with lots of
If I say my name, I simply slap you.
Oh, yeah. So you did, bitch.
Iris introduced herself already to Fane. He was conscious.
Oh, I
back
did?
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just never introduced myself to you. I mean, I already knew Orca, so that's fine.
Okay, so let's see if we can come up with some kind of plan.
You know what? How about I go down there, get that sword, and bring it back here? I'm sure these beautiful water people would be willing to help.
Okay, so you're gonna need to drink one of these, and I just hand him my extra potion. Don't breathe through your nose, breathe through your mouth.
Yeah, I'm sorry about
Thank you
that.
for that tip. Thank you for that tip. I feel that tip would have been really useful to know right from the beginning. Hope you knew that.
Let you know.
I did not.
Well, you
sorry.
would
We didn't
Alright.
test these beforehand.
Well, we did, but I just forgot to find out from Art how the breathing worked.
Sorry.
Surely, if he was a good
Fine.
cleric, which I can clearly tell is his job, I could heal my son. My ex-son, I should say.
Not you decided to live your
I said ex.
Fane.
You come near him, I will kill you.
As you say that,
Whereabouts is he so I can go near him?
wait a second. Roll a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Whoa, perception. What's my perception?
What is your perception?
Plus 3. 15.
Yeah, no. Natural 20 on my side.
Oh.
Yay.
Okay. You maybe are going to die.
Oh god.
Yes! Because none of them realize how low I am on health. None of them.
I was gonna attack you.
I know. Technically, I can look at you and go, you're not doing good.
How low are you in hit points?
2.
Yeah. No. You take 1
I'm gonna-
damage.
I take 1 damage from the potion.
It's a natural 20.
Oh,
Okay, I'm on 1 health.
so it's doubled. Yeah, your dice are doubled. You take 2 points of damage.
You're
For
telling
what?
again what happened.
Can I ask, why did I take this damage?
Silas, he's still mad at you.
Am I in the ocean at this point?
No. You're
Oh.
still on deck. You haven't even drunken your potion yet.
So I've just dropped dead.
Do I see why?
Roll a perception check.
Hold on.
I mean, you
Oh
did
my
have natural 22, but
Oh. Well, then no. I don't think I see that. Nope. I don't.
Okay, anyone else wanting to try?
Yeah, sure, why not just see if anything else.
I'm gonna reach down and go.
Oh, I got a 6.
I'm gonna reach down and touch in the ground and to spare the body.
I mean, even with my perception modifier, like, it's still not enough.
I have 20, but it's not gonna be 22, I guess.
Nope.
Because it needed to be a natural 20.
Yeah.
None of you knows anything about why you just dropped down on the deck.
But I do touch him. It's now stabilized.
Okay, we're not going to wait
Hooray.
another half an hour for him to wake up. So, what
I could just slap him a bit. Wake
Will
up.
the shock of the water wake him up if we throw him in?
No.
you
I'd
can't,
slap him around.
you can't,
If I could.
you can't actually bring someone back if they have 0 hit points. So,
Oh.
for them to come to us, they would have to be healed.
I really don't want to use my healer. I look to the group and I go, should I heal him or not? He's
I mean,
alive.
we need all the firepower we can
Okay,
get.
fine. Hold on.
Well, that's not
Oops.
necessarily firepower.
Oops, I accidentally used fireball. No, I didn't. I am going to use Cure Wounds.
Cure wounds at first level?
Yes.
Okay.
So 1d8 plus 2.
Yep.
So hold on. Let me roll it to that. So that's 8 plus 2, so 10.
So,
Boom! You are conscious, my dear. And I'm...
Just call him a deer.
My dude, I called him my dude.
Max health is 7.
yeah.
Oh, wow. You just wasted a lot of my time. What? Alright. My dude.
Don't have any temporary hit points, so you only heal up to your maximum. Okay. So with all of you in full health again, and an invisible attacker.
What the bloody fuck just happened to me?
I really don't care. But if you're going out there, I'm gonna touch you.
Don't touch me.
I'm going to fast. Guidance. You touch one other creature once before the spell ends. The target can roll a d4 and have the number rolled to one ability check of its choice.
Yep.
Wait, what was that?
So you can roll 1d4 and use it for whatever ability check you want.
It's basically the same as Bardic Inspiration, just from a cleric.
Okay.
So there you are.
Alright, let's get you out of here. Here's your potion. Push you in the water. Let's go.
Bye.
I've drunk this potion and now I'm diving into the ocean.
Okay, for the sake of brevity, you make it down to where she was.
Yep.
Didn't describe to you where the sword was. You roll your
Also, the fact that they didn't discuss anything with the sea people implies I swam there.
No,
No, you didn't.
there.
Oh, good.
You wouldn't have made it. You don't
Bummer.
practice swimming at all.
Looking for something shiny.
Okay, roll deception check.
I guess we're all
What's
forgetting
my
to share information
perception
today.
is plus 3, 12.
Has it been more than a minute?
That's more.
Can I add the D4 onto this as well?
Sure.
Has it been more than a minute? That's the question. Because it only lasts a minute.
It only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
I've been dragged down 900 feet. Do you think that's going to be more than?
That's
Why
right
is something that only lasts a minute?
Oh my.
So I've been dragged down.
With 12.
I sure tried.
Yep,
Since-
12.
This already has been wiped clean by Iris. To look at it
Yep.
more closely, you can see there's a shimmer in the sand, and indeed there's the hilt of a sword. With a
Can I go grab that?
ruby and lace in a grip.
Ooh.
I
Now I
take the
really
sword.
want a sword.
I take the sword.
Okay.
Ooh, I don't think that was the one I saw.
It's my sword now.
Hooray, it has another life just living.
Oh! Do I have to add this to my items?
Yeah.
What kind of sword is it?
Just add a regular sword for now and make a note, and I'll tell you what it is. Once you finish a short rest.
When it comes up, I can cast detect magic.
Yeah, but you'd have to have identify and not detect magic.
I know,
Detect
but I can
magic
see.
will tell you if it's enchanted, but not what it is.
Yeah, I can see if it's enchanted. And I can do it as a ritual.
Hilariously, searching for sword doesn't bring up anything.
Just put longsword.
What? Surely the long...
Just put longsword. And that'll.
Oh, it's a
That'll
short sword,
count.
by the way.
It's a short sword.
Yeah.
It's not short sword, it's
So
not
it's a
short sword.
finesse weapon, and so you could basically use it if you wanted to.
I'm gonna use that.
So does anything happen after he
No,
grabbed the sword?
he just has a wonderfully carved, but a wonderful. I can't speak anymore. Basically, it's formed like a half moon, the blade, and has a beautiful inlay with stars and flames on it.
I've put a note on the sword. It's a fancy sword I found.
Okay.
Perfect.
Can they take me back to the surface now?
You have to tell them.
I just point to the surface and just go.
Okay, they immediately understand that. But since you were down there longer than Iris,
Was I? She did a whole little survey of the area.
your breath runs out. Make a perception check too.
D20 plus what's my perception? It's +3. I should remember that. It's what I did last time. 7.
Okay, so your breath goes out from. You're having a real difficult time making out how far it is to the surface from you.
Okay.
So you better try to hold your breath.
I'll hold my breath.
Okay. A movement is. You barely barely make it out. Like,
Yeah, I survived.
your lungs nearly
Badly.
gave out at the end. It's like, you would have had 2
Oh,
seconds,
look!
and then you would have started drowning, so...
What happens when you're
Oh,
drowning?
look! He's back!
I guess we ask him how it went before he even gets out of the water.
Yeah, he's still in there.
Shout down to him. Hey, what'd you see?
Did you find the sword?
I'm just floating in the water and it's just like, so how am I to get back on the ship?
There's the ladder. I climbed up it.
No one else has used the ladder yet.
I did.
So
That's how I got out of the water. By myself.
I climb back up and it's just like, I found a sword. It's sharp.
What does it look
Replaces
like?
the one you gave to your non-son.
Yeah, and I'm gonna want that back now.
Wait, what did the sword look like?
It's shiny. I am holding the sword.
Oh, okay, so then I guess I just kind of do a face palm.
With the sword in your head.
And then I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot to tell you what the one I saw looked like, because that wasn't it.
So this is not the sword you saw.
No,
Someone else can go get it.
it was gold and it had a diamond.
Well, this is clearly a ruby, isn't it?
Yes.
I think that's what I was told.
There's a lot of gold swords down there.
Well, I just
There's
said
an emerald.
looking sword.
You're sure this isn't the blade you're looking for?
I'm sure.
This is not the plan I'm looking for.
Exactly.
I would like to go. So, hey, do you want me to tell you if that's magical?
I don't care if it's magical. It's mine now.
Okay.
Oh god.
I'm still gonna do the ritual. It'll take about 10 minutes. And then I'll see if I see that it's magical.
I said no.
I don't care. I really don't care.
You can keep holding it, alright? Just let me check it.
Griffin, you have thaumaturgy?
I do have thaumaturgy.
You could try to intimidate him if you wanted.
I could. But I don't really want to right now.
I just wanted to remind you that you could use it for
Yes.
like, to
Oh, I know. I know. I have been demon. I have thaumaturgy.
He's saving it.
So, I guess this means someone has to go back down and actually get the sword I saw.
Yeah, you have 3 of your potions left.
10 minutes later, do I see anything?
Oh.
Well, I mean, I suppose since I was the one who saw it, I should go back down.
Yeah, maybe. You know what you're looking for.
Okay, so also because we forgot before you left, should we come up with any like hand signals or anything
Just
so we
point
can communicate
up.
with them?
They know what that means. Just
point up?
the
Okay.
surface.
Okay.
As you're discussing this, you feel another tremor that's stronger than the one before, and it shakes the whole boat. And you have to find
Whoa.
Oh.
I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well,
I fall over.
okay, so clearly
Oh.
so clearly this is getting worse.
Yeah.
So we need to speed things up. So I'm just gonna
Hurry up
down
and
one
go.
of these and go.
By the way, do I sense magic? Since I did that, do I sense magic?
Make an Arcana check.
No, I mean, I did the
The cantrip?
ritual. I did the
It will take you
ritual.
10 minutes.
Well, on the way down, while she's going down, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, wish me luck, guys.
Fane, do you give him the sword?
I keep hold of it.
Technically, all I have to do is look at it.
I just stand there holding the sword for you to look at. My sword. Mine.
Yes,
Are you petting it like it's my sword?
No, I'm just holding it. Okay, yep, my sword.
Technically, this spell isn't marked as a ritual spell.
I thought it was.
It's only first level yeah, it is. They changed the marking of ritual spells. Sorry. It's now in a different place.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it is. We can do it as a ritual.
Okay, so I just down the potion and hop back into the water and go grab the sword I saw with the diamond in the hilt.
Again, without communicating any signs beforehand.
Yes. It's okay.
This time,
They're just getting into the thing of someone jumps in, we'll just bring them down.
the three in the water just look at you like, really? Again? But unless they take you and take you down.
Okay.
Griffin.
Yes.
Yes, you do sense magic around you, but it isn't coming from the sword.
Okay. Where is it coming from?
You can't really tell because it's just at the edge of your radius. Of your...
Well, I'll walk around. I walk around because this lasts for 10 minutes.
It's south of you. You can't really tell where. And you can't see anything if you look in that direction.
This is really weird.
And there's a second source of magic just below the boat.
Okay. Does anybody want to go look below the boat?
I'm not going swimming again.
I am not either. Orca, you want to ask one of your friends if there's anything under the boat that's magical? Like in a bad way?
Wait, but aren't the three of them with me? Unless there were more of them up there.
Two of them went with you.
Oh, okay, two of them went with me.
There's one
The
left.
one is currently still...
It's kind of floating there, staring at us.
Okay, I'll go to them and say, this guy senses magic. Was it under the boat?
Yeah.
Is there anything there that you know about that could be bad, possibly?
He looks at you and answers in really, really broken Aquan. It looks like this isn't really what he's used to speaking, but he has learned it at some point in his life. And he just says like, well, there is something dangerous down there, but it's really far, what's the word, below, at the ground, not near enough to damage the ship right now.
Okay. Well, guys, apparently something's near the C4 right under us.
So where we've sent our friend to.
Okay, thank you.
Well, something's bad there. That's why she's looking. But yes, I guess that's not a good direction.
Wait,
We are really good at this.
wait a second. Are you going to fight this entity at some point?
That was the goal, probably. Yeah.
I and he kind of rubs his head, and he seems really embarrassed that the words seem to escape him, and he curses in a language you don't understand. And then he continues, what I meant to say was, he was one of us once, but he isn't anymore. We we built our civilization in the middle of the ruins of this old city down below that you already saw, and he promised to lead us, but he failed. He was corrupted, and he opened the gate, and then there was only red and darkness and pain and fury, and he trails off again. He just shakes his head.
What's it saying?
The guy we're apparently going to go after at some point used to be one of them, and you tried to lead him. I guess he did shit he wasn't supposed to, and now this just says he was corrupted.
Okay.
So
I did tell you, as far as I can tell, you're having trouble communicating with this guy. Can you ask him to maybe describe what the thing looks like?
I can try. Okay. I know it's a bit hard for you. I mean, maybe if you want to wait for the others to come and help with this description, you tell us what he looks like, or any other things you know that could help.
What? He isn't a he anymore. He is an it, and he is force, he is power, he is corruption, and his master is so much more. There was fire, and it was hell, a dark abyss, and he kind of begins to clutch his head and just screams out in pain and then disappears below the surface.
That wasn't a good sign.
No. So, there was a mention of a master in there, which doesn't sound good either.
No, I guess not.
Just as long as it didn't say anything about a Kraken.
They've not mentioned a Kraken, but they've also not mentioned it.
Exactly. I don't want to hear about a Kraken.
I'm sure a Kraken will be fun.
That's how my sister died. You're the much better warrior than I am. So, Kraken.
Okay, while you can continue discussing this. Iris,
Yes.
you're back where you were before, at the crater, basically before the fortress.
Okay, I'd look for that sword I saw so I can grab it.
You walk. That's interesting. How do you do that?
I swim.
Okay. I'd say you easily find it. But
Okay.
still roll a perception check again.
Perception. Okay, it's +5. D20.
Whoa!
Oh.
Everything! You instantly know everything. You immediately find the sword you were seeing again, and you're kind of surprised how Fane could have missed it. You grab it off the ground, and as you do, below it you see there's a stone plate with a sigil carved into it that you, having known of this culture before, recognize as the ancient sigil of Mistros. Mistros was basically a really advanced civilization for the time that was rumored to have allied themselves with the gods themselves to remain superior to the others. But as they did so, they drew the wrath of the seven hells onto them, and yeah, it didn't go so well for them. Not much is known of the war that led to their destruction, but there are tales of gargantuan monsters, of dragons in the sky, of devils below, of fire, of... Basically, imagine Ragnarok, but on a scale that's really insane. On a world-building scale, basically.
Sounds like fun.
So, I guess I'll also grab that if I can.
It's about 3 times your height, so...
Oh, never mind then.
But as you look around, you can now see the light, the glow from the castle has gotten a little fainter, and the pulse is getting slower. And there's something else glistening in the sand, about 20 feet before you.
I'll swim over to go see what it is.
Okay, you swim over and see a third sword, just like the 2 before. But it has a fuck. I'm searching for the right word. Now I'm feeling like a merfolk myself. An emerald embedded in its grip. Basically the same sword, but the engravings are different, and there's a different... This time it's an emerald a green emerald.
Okay.
And the carvings are now clouds and what seems to be waves crashing against the shore with wind, a heavy storm upon them.
I'll grab this one too. Who knows? Maybe all 3 will be important.
Maybe.
Are there any rocks nearby?
There are big rocks nearby, 3-4 times the height of you, and about...
But there are no small ones.
There are also a few small pebbles if you want to grab some.
Because I was wondering if I could throw... No, because I'm slow underwater, so attempting to throw them wouldn't really get the attention of anyone in there.
Just to give you a heads up,
Also, I've been down here for way too long. So I suppose I should just go.
You should have taken more potions.
I know, I just realized I didn't.
Basically, the whole... Well, she was a lot faster searching than you, so she could be fine if she gets up in time. The chasm between you and the castle is about 500 meters across. So probably not the distance you can throw something.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just go back up. I mime
Okay.
to the surface. I think I've come up with a plan. Maybe.
So for the non-metric ones, this would be 546 yards. Okay, you make it. But it's just as close as for Fane before.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess I find that ladder that I apparently didn't notice before.
I just assumed it was there and she didn't correct me, so...
It just ignores the mouthful, how you know letters, just make everything more difficult than it has to be.
I just climb right up and no one pays any attention to that.
By the way, you now have 2 water breathing potions left.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
Not for you, not for me.
okay, so I go back up onto the ship and I'm like, I found 2 swords. Also,
Can I take one of those?
no,
You have one.
keep
Leave
your
it alone.
dirty hands to yourself.
I would like to do the ritual. To look at the swords.
Also, I ended up seeing a sigil for this society, which the name is escaping me at the moment. Mistral.
Maybe write it down
and-
somewhere.
Write it down. So they,
Have I heard of them?
I'm not sure, but I was just about to go into what I do remember of them and how they were this ancient, civilization, and they made a pact with a god, I believe, to be more powerful than everyone else.
They made
But it ended
a
up,
pact basically with all the major deities of the pantheon. So
yes, with
one god, but all the gods.
they made a pact with the gods. But then it ended up basically bringing down, like, Ragnarok upon them and essentially destroyed them.
Yeah, Ragnarok was just what I tried to describe it. The event is actually known as the Fall of the Pillars.
Oh yeah, the fall of the pillars.
And
Also,
every kid learns about it because it's an event that taught the civilization that pride can be deadly sometimes.
Also, the pulse and the glow is getting weaker and the pulse is getting slower, which does not seem like a good thing. So I think
We
what
might
we
have to
just
fight
need-
something.
yes, but I think to get their attention, we need to cause a commotion. And there are giant rocks near there, so if we can just knock some of them over.
This is where some sort of explosive weapon would be useful.
Well, yes, but unless you can get it to work underwater.
You'll be amazed.
Also,
what can be done
I was
with a little-
thinking this might be a good time to, actually, talk to our mer friends
Yes.
and see if they can help us cause a commotion down there.
See if they have a plan.
Wait. Hang on a minute. Let me just check something here. Hang on a moment.